Hey, this is a really fun one. I just did a flat picking guitar lesson for this. A lot of folks seem to like, and figured I'd throw together something for banjo. So this is just going to be the intermediate lesson. I'm going to release this simultaneously with the beginner lesson. So I will say about Tom Dooley is this is one of those songs that, depending on who you ask, you might find a not vastly different, but you know, a different way of playing it. This is just based off of the way that Doc Watson plays it. So that's actually where it started for me. Was I was playing flat picking guitar with it, and I have kind of built this banjo arrangement off of Doc Watson. So let's dive in here. Please follow along with the tab that is listed in the video description. If you would like to support this channel, I have two ways of donating: tip jars, and if you cannot support financially, at the very least, please give it a thumbs up, a subscribe, anything like that. That actually really helps the resources to spread to other folks who might need it. So we're up to 420 some subscribers as of this video, and it really helps free resources to get out there. That's the whole point of this channel, is never to make money, and it's just there were a lot of people that helped me in the beginning, whenever I was getting started on various instruments, so I just want to be able to give back and do that. So if you found this helpful, like I said, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, recommend it to people, and it will put it into the algorithms for folks to find. So let's do some Tom Dooley. Okay, so we are just in standard tuning. I'm capoed to 2, so this is going to be in the key of A, and we're going to hook our drone, or however you do it, tune it up, hook it, if you have a 5th string capo, up to A. This is just a simple G, C, D, so open G, C. You can play your D however you like. However, I am, for this this arrangement, just using a 2-finger D, so you can actually play it open however you like. This is just how I'm playing it. Part of the way that you achieve the sound, the syncopation, to give it that kind of trademark bounce, that Doc Watson used was some skipping. So if you check out the flat picking guitar lesson, I think it's the last lesson I put out, you can kind of hear the way I play it. Listen to Doc Watson play it. There's a lot of this bum 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 ba 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 da da. That doesn't quite jive with our traditional bum diddy pattern. So for the variant one, what we're gonna do is, starting off, is like a drop thumb skip. So if you've ever done my lessons before, you'll be familiar with this. I use this a lot in my intermediate to advanced lessons. Whereas if you're looking at the tab, pretend that you don't see the parentheses. It would sound like this for a drop thumb. So what we're doing is eliminating the 1st and 3rd notes in that sequence of the drop thumb. What we're going to do is it's like you're making the motion to do it. If that's too tricky for you, just play the drop thumb. That way, I don't want it to be too overwhelming, especially with it being an intermediate lesson. So when you see a T in the tab, that's your thumb. That's how you know we're in a drop thumb. So it starts off like this. And that's the hang your head tall, Dooley. So strike, brush, pop, bum diddy. This is under the G. And you're gonna hammer on the 2. You're essentially just gonna hammer on the whole C chord, but you're just gonna strike the D string and hammer on to the 2nd fret. And I'm skipping the brush. So under C in variant 1, it would be straight up, but we're gonna skip the brush, so it'll go. And then there's this little lick that I came up with. It actually took me a minute to figure it out. I heard it in my head and I wanted to do it, but let me play it through real quick and what it would sound like. I'll play it a little slower. faster, it's a... But slowing it down, it goes, this is hammering on the second fret underneath the C. Skip. So, hammer on C chord, skip. Now you're hitting your open G. And you're going to move your finger down to hammer on here. So. And again, that's another, where you see that T is another drop thumb where you're seeing the parentheses skip. So without the drop thumb, it would be like, yeah. But we're just going, so all together. And that's your open G. I'll take that one more time, real slow. From the C. So this is, you know, hang your head tall, Dooley, hang your head and cry. So it's not, you know, integral necessarily to the melody, but I think it just has a neat little bounce that gives it some flavor. So play around with it. If you don't like it, you know, you can just come up with your own little licks. That's a great thing about music. So we're hitting that open G now at the end of the first line, and then we're going to go to the hammer on open D, second fret, and then you're going to use that 2-fingered D, and you're going to drop thumb. Only this time you're actually going to hit the first note. I usually skip the first and third. We're only going to skip the third. So this is from the beginning of the second line of tab. And this is the you killed poor Laurie Foster. I can't sing very well in this key, my voice is too low. But this is, when I wrote the guitar thing, I was listening to Doc, and that's what I was trying to emulate. So forgive my singing. So from the top we have, that was the second line, open, and you're gonna slide to the 4, back to 2, open, hammer on again. And that is that skip pattern, you know, underneath the C. So from the top of the second line, oh sorry, mulligan. That's really it for variant 1. So, whoops. So, let's move on to variant 2. Okay, so variant 2, I actually came up with first. I was trying to figure out how to translate the guitar I was playing, you know, almost note for note. And I discovered that, you know, the lowest note that I was looking at was like, excuse me, well, technically a B, I'll get myself confused with capo, a B, yeah, a B. So obviously the lowest string here is a D. I didn't want to tune this down to B, so I was trying to play it higher, and I realized actually that it was just a little run lick I was doing, and the lowest note that I was going to need was actually E, or in this, you know, if we consider this, forget about the capo, D, whatever. But technically we're playing an E note here. So I ended up writing this part first, and then discovered I could play it lower, so I thought I'd do 2 variants. So we have, this one is a slide from 2 to 4 on G, a skip, so it's like a bum ditty. You can see like that's it. So, and as soon as you get up there, you're gonna drop your index finger down to 3. So skip again. So that's 2. If you didn't do the skip, it would sound like this. You're just skipping those middle notes. It gives it that little syncopation. And then for the C, we're going to go slide from 3 to 5 and do 2 bum ditties where we skip the second stroke. Because you can play a C chord on the 5th fret like this. We're only going to worry about, for right now, these bottom 2. So, and so. You could play an open D here with this fretted 3rd because open G here, I'm sorry. Fretted 3rd, this is a D note. So it's technically D because we're capo, whatever. So yeah, that's the first line of it, and then so. Now we're going to slide again real quick a couple of times. So it's going to go. So 3 to 5. Again, 5 to 7. Skip, bum ditty. Now you're going to hit, this is some good up the neck playing here. We're going to go to 7 and then 8 on the B. And then strike again, 7 to 9, like that, like a. You could just go, but just giving that little, gives it a little flavor. So we go, all right, starting from the second line, the variant 2. Seven, slide again. And now you'll see what might look a little confusing. The X is beside the 5, because that's, we're going to actually drop them all the way down to the high D string. Typically you'd have a corresponding skip note, you know, whether it be, but here we don't have anything to skip. I can't put a skip on a line that doesn't exist. So that last part, it goes like this. Or let's see, where were we with the, so it's like a, so that's really it. So if we do variant 2 from the top, this really is pretty simple stuff. This is just one of those tunes that you can kind of play along. If you know you want to sing while you're playing it, you know, you could always just dumb down the melody a little bit, just, you know. Or just kind of, you know, chug along on the chords. Hang your head down, Dooley, hang your head and cry. You killed the love we fostered and you have to die. So, all right. Hope you guys like this one. I'm going to drop a beginner lesson with this simultaneously, hopefully by the end of the week here. And until next time, thanks for watching.